Hopefully I don't make too much noise. Yo, welcome. It is another BLP art video. We're going to go over the stuff we did in 2016. Last year. It was a good year. Not really. Oh yeah, and my name is Marcus. Over here we have Jake. Or I guess not. Maybe not. Did you want to say anything about the logo, by the way?
It was made in Photoshop.
Well, there you have it. Anyways, this is today. Jake drew this. This is all you, honestly. I touched it up a little bit, but
Alright, first of all, it's unfinished. Second of all, this was a placeholder, a rough draft for a future drawing, right? I was just trying, honestly, all I wanted to draw was a nuclear blast in the clouds, making it look like they were being pushed off. I think I kind of got that, but I didn't draw enough clouds. And I really wanted a guy just overlooking the city, right? Like,
I think it looks cool, honestly.
but it's a rough draft. It's a sketch. It's like a stick figure.
It would make a good painting, but yeah.
Right? Like, it would look dope, but like
This is something we want to revisit, but
all the green in the front is a forest, and then it goes into a city, and then like there's supposed to be an ash cloud behind the nuclear blast, but it looks like a tsunami's coming or some shit. I don't know, man. But this is a rough draft, but hopefully we can draw this in the fucking future, man.
paint it. We're going to paint this in the future.
It'd be sick. The way the clouds would look would be dope.
Now, since this one was called today, I told Jake to draw tomorrow, since you can't just call a drawing today and not do tomorrow. I had to talk him into doing this next week.
Yeah, so that was today, and it signifies, like, today the end of the world happened. So Marcus was like, you gotta draw tomorrow. So this is tomorrow. Again, rough draft. And it's basically the world ended, and it's a guy in a cottage, chilling, living off the land, growing his own crops, and chopping wood. And this shit is a piece of garbage, man. Because the sketch is good, but I realize I don't know how to draw a house. And I draw a house. I draw a house like an elementary child. So, like, I realized no house looks like that anymore, and it doesn't make any sense for it to look like that. And then I was wanting to draw like a wooden lodge, but then I realized I don't know how to do that.
You don't know how to do a wooden lodge?
I don't know how it would look. How does the roof look on a wooden lodge?
Log cabin. That'd be more believable that he built that as opposed to this house.
Well,
here.
he found this in the middle of the woods.
But these two, today and tomorrow, would definitely... We definitely need to touch these up, or no, do these as paintings, and they would look great side by side.
Yeah, they would.
Especially after a Trump presidency. It's going to look surreal after that.
Man, this has been some shit ever since the Cold War.
We did this last year. This was last year, by the way. This was before all that.
Yeah, before everything happened.
Now this next one, Jake drew this, and I said, okay, I'm going to post this online. What do you want to call it? And he would never give me an answer. He would just say that, so that's the title now.
Well, no, I literally just needed to get it out of my head because I have multiple stories in my head going on at one time. This is a part of one. It's this thing that, like that is supposed to be an angel knight and shit like that, but I can't draw knights. I drew a stick figure because I just needed to get it out of my head. I could not stop thinking about it.
Oh, I think it looks cool, but...
Yeah, but again, this is a sketch. This is a placeholder. This is,
Yeah, we doodle a lot of our ideas, turn them into drawings, to later in the future do paintings of these, and this would be one that'd be pretty cool to do.
But see, again, this was never supposed to be a drawing. It's supposed to be in a book, in a story. Described in that way.
Or an anime.
Anime, like, totally anime, but, like, it's never supposed to be drawn. But this one...
You forgot about this one, didn't you?
no, but yes.
I put this in here because I like it. It's called Revitalize, and the waviness you see here is something that I could have turned into a painting because I was doing that style. I remember that's why you did that, by the way. You had this wavy look with the water or whatever. And you did that because you were like, Marcus, do this into a painting, but have this waviness be...
Yeah, so again, this is a sketch, man, that was colored. Marcus has this technique where, like, he can make waves out of the texture of the paint. And I thought it would be dope to have a really nice looking eyeball with a drop coming down, and the waves would signify the energy, and it would be a barren earth, and it was to symbolize like life coming to the planet, the revitalization of it. This is not the first time this has happened, so that's why it's called Revitalize.
But I could do this one like pretty quick.
But this shit came out. I drew the eye really weird. It looks wonky as fuck. It doesn't look circular. The eyelashes look like a piece of hair. They're so thick. They're not they're not congruent with the fucking rest of the eye. The eyelashes only are on the tip of the eye for some reason.
What that means is when I come in here and turn this into a painting, it's gonna look way better. That's what he's trying to say.
Way better.
That's what he's trying to say.
Way better.
Once again, yet another piece that looks a lot like after a Trump presidency, really. I mean, look at Earth.
The barren Earth.
Look what happened to Earth. Look what he did.
You just like bagging on Trump, bro. I mean, he's our president. You gotta respect the man, though.
Yeah.
He's our commander.
He's gonna make America great again. This one is called Birdsong Day. Now, Jake, do you want to explain why day is in parentheses here?
Yeah, okay. I might never forgive Marcus for this, but so I originally drew this in a notebook, and I took the time to draw all these stars and shit. Everything was supposed to be at night, man. It's supposed to have a moon and everything.
He did a black cat sitting on a fence at night.
With some birds singing.
How are you supposed to paint that?
That makes sense. Marcus literally said, how are you supposed to paint it? Not, I can't paint it. Not, I don't know how. He said, it can't be done. So then he said, I'll just draw it in the daytime. And I said...
What would a black cat sitting on a fence at night look like?
Does it have to be a black cat?
It'd be like just a black painting.
Does it have to be a black cat?
Okay, a gray one. Whatever.
Well, what about an orange one? Garfield was orange.
So anyways, I took that doodle, which I can add into here. But yeah, I took that doodle and turned it into this masterpiece. I also put it in a frame. I have had so many cat ladies at our art show come up to this painting and go, I love this painting so much. So much.
Also, there was supposed to be like a Disney music note string thing going throughout, like the birds
I thought it
singing
looked too
notes.
silly, honestly.
Yeah, Marcus goes, oh, that looks too cartoony, too silly. And I said, there's fucking birds singing like they're humans, like they're giving it up to the sky.
Or chirping. They look like they're chirping.
Bruh, no bird throws his wings out and starts like
except
singing
birds
to the heavens,
and Disney.
man.
Okay, well, this isn't Disney. This is a BLP original right here. We're not Disney. We're not Studio Ghibli. We're none of that. We're BLP. So we gotta make it our own, you know?
Marcus is just jealous that he doesn't even know how to paint a nighttime picture. I mean, it's whatever, man, but I don't know, dude.
There wouldn't have been clouds. It would have been stars. We'll get to it. We'll make birdsong parentheses night one of these days. Don't you worry. He'll explain.
We'll have to outsource this because apparently Marcus can't do it.
Oh, I can do it.
We'll have to outsource it. So if the one person out here that views this shit can draw shit in the nighttime, hit us up, man.
My niece. I'll make my niece do it. This one's called Red versus Blue.
I had nothing to do with this.
So basically, one of the things that Jake contributes to the group here, aside from doodles and commentary here, he'll think of names whenever I really need a name. Because honestly,
That's true.
did this piece and I was like, man, I don't know what to call it. And I was like, Jake, help me out here.
I thought it was obvious. Red versus blue.
See, you'd think that, but no, it wasn't obvious to me. This was his naming of this is kind of a shout out to Rooster Teeth, shouts out if you're watching this. I know you're not for a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah,
but,
yeah. There's no. Yeah.
We really like Rooster
for
Teeth.
a fact. Yeah.
Yeah. I know Jake likes Barbara, specifically Barbara. And
Barbara, yeah, Barbara, yeah, Barbara.
that was one of the things we bonded over in high school. Red versus blue. And what better name to give a painting here than red versus blue? I put mixed media because this is several things. The white and black you see there, that is enamel over a spray paint white background. And then the red and the blue here is oil paint that I did in that technique he was talking about a minute ago that we wanted to revitalize into something that you see over here in the blue.
Yeah, I mean, just the way it looks, like...
I had too many splatter paintings to leave it the way it was because it was just that white and black that you see there in the middle. So I needed something to add to it, and there you go. Now, this piece was bought by a family member. Shouts out to Auntie, Uncle Randy. Thank you. You're helping BLP.
Bro, ain't nobody fucking listening to this shit.
They might. I don't know. But shouts out for purchasing that. And yeah, keeping us afloat.
Too long, man. Too long.
Keeping us afloat.
Move on. This ain't no Oscar speech.
It's not an Oscar speech. Look at that painting. It's a painting. We're doing commentary over the paintings. That's what we do here. Now this one is one that I did on my own while we were
bored.
While I was bored. I did a art walk over at Valley View Mall. And if you know what Valley View Mall is,
then you know how weird it gets.
Congratulations.
You know how weird it gets. For a quick rundown, this is more interesting than the drawing, right? So Valley View is a mall where all of the main brands used to be there, but then they left because that shit wasn't making any money. The mall people, instead of saying, oh, okay, let's call it quits, let's sell the property, whatever, they said, hey man, we love art. Let's just open a bunch of art shops. So the owners let a bunch of people have art exhibits in the fucking place. You think that's tight, but nobody ever goes there. So nobody ever buys anything.
There's a lot of art there, and it's really awesome.
There's a lot of art. It's really cool, but no one ever goes there, right?
And we did several art walks through there, and they're shutting it down. It's kind of sad, but that art's going to be put up elsewhere. But as far as this piece goes, this is basically a shout out to Bob's Burgers. One of my favorite shows. Favorite episode is the one where Tina learns how to drive. Love that show, and this is if Bob's Burgers went corporate.
Yeah, but back to what I was saying, right? So this mall is so weird. There was a headboard store. I've never seen this shit.
Headboards.
You go in the store. It's custom headboards. You can't buy mattresses though. You can't buy springboards. You can't buy pillows.
It was a showroom
you can only buy headboards. And I don't even think you could walk in and buy some shit. You have to like customize it. Bro, they got that classic Asian sword shop. They got all kinds of shit. Bro, and then they got the cheapest movie theater. A 3D ticket on a Friday will cost you maybe $10.
Anyways, this next piece is called Dancer. This is something Jake did. This is entirely, I touched it up a little bit, but this is mostly you.
Yeah. Okay, so someone, I don't know who they are. They follow us on Instagram. They make beautiful ballerina pictures, and I saw that shit, and I'm like, okay, inspired. I'm going to draw my own shit. So this is a dancer who is dancing on clouds. And I think if I remember correctly, I told you she was in a dream or some shit, right?
I have no idea.
I can't remember. But she's dancing on clouds. Marcus went in and colored all this shit. But
I'll look up that Instagram and put them up there so you can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean way doper than mine. Like this is just a sketch, but again, this is a placeholder for another painting.
Think of how many paintings Jake would do if he knew how to paint.
If I knew how to paint, and if I knew how to draw good, think about what I could do. I wouldn't need Marcus.
Yeah, BLP would just be Jake, and it would just be called Jake Productions.
Yeah, I would just be called the Big Easy Street. And they'd be like, "Why's that?" And I'm like, "Yo, you come to me on Big Easy Street. I got you. It's
And
easy."
Okay. There you have it. Oh, and back to Valley View Mall. It's a wacky place.
There's clowns.
But we got
there.
so much inspiration.
There's clowns.
And we were able to sell our paintings there and stuff, so that's all that matters. This one is called City Under Attack, and this is another one that Jake drew that I really liked and touched it up and posted, and because I don't even know what's going on here. This is like a alien thing with like diamond eyes.
I don't know how hard this is of a concept to get. Most people don't get this. It's an alien robot. It just happens to be a robot that's an alien.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to convolute it. It's just a robot that came from another world. And it's down here just chilling. But it just happens to be too big for us, so it looks like a monster, right? But it's just out here chilling.
So he's not actually destroying the city then? He's just sitting there and just waving his arms around?
He's like, "What's happening here?"
And everybody's terrified because they don't know what they're looking at right here?
Yeah, they're gonna shoot shit at him. Again, this was just a sketch.
If you like any of these drawings, by the way, we can turn them into a painting. The problem is we have about 100 of them and we don't even know where to start. So
Yeah, okay. So I'll this is the challenge. If anyone actually watches this and they watch it all the way through and they get to this point, in the comments, just put whatever one you would want painted. And trust me, when they're painted, they don't look like this. They look way better, right? They'll be transformative.
Or maybe they won't, and maybe I'll suck at painting it, and
It'll look like this.
give up halfway through. And
Yeah, maybe, right? But if anyone comments, like, you'll probably be the only one, so you will get whatever choice you make.
that painting will happen.
It will happen. We have no choice. Because no one else will comment. So if you're out there and you get this far in this video, comment on it, man.
And then if we get big and the comment section just flooded, then we won't know what to do, and we'll be right back where we started.
How are we going to do that if we don't have any views?
Yeah, I'm saying in the future.
Man, I don't know about that. I don't think anyone will come back to this.
So yeah, when I pick a painting to do, I pick my favorite. So the ones that end up as paintings, those are my favorite.
Yeah, so there's a lot of them that aren't. This one, Mega 64, me and Marcus have a mutual love of them.
Shouts out to them.
Yeah, fantastic ass fucking group. Love them.
This is some fan art that Jake did.
Yeah, he asked me. I asked him because I always ask him. Right, I go, "Yo, what should I draw? Just name anything, I'll draw it." So over the years, he'll just bring up shit. One night he said, "Draw some Mega 64 shit." I said, "I got it." And the thing about Mega 64, they have the podcast, they have videos and shit, but they actually have a show, a real production, a real series that actually ties in all their comedy and their videos. So this is the characters of the Pac side of that show, right?
One of the back, the center, that's Marcus. Just like me, he's my favorite character for that reason.
Honestly, he's probably my favorite character that they ever created, just because he's a puppet I don't mind looking at.
Right.
Like, other puppets kind of get annoying. Ever since that Goosebumps episode, can't handle it. But I can handle Marcus. And then we got Pac, and then what is it like?
Horatio,
man.
Horatio on the bottom left, Pac on the right, and in the center, the Mega 64 console. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it.
Now,
they have enough fans. We need fans. They have enough.
I drew him rocking out.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason, like, I had this picture in my head, but for some reason I always had Pac like repping super hard with a chain medallion. And I always wanted Marcus to be shooting some kind of laser beam shit. Horatio was just like, I wanted them in there. I didn't know how to do them, so I just chose like a rocking out dude, because I chose like he seems like that kind of guy, so I chose that pose. But yeah, for a while, like I didn't draw it for a couple days. I was obsessed with how Pac should look.
Now, when he drew this, I touched it up and I posted it. And I posted it specifically on the day that Mega 64 announced their newest addition to their show, version 4.
Yeah,
And they
that shit's
saw
gonna
it,
be so
retweeted
good.
it, gave us a shout out. And yeah, that's only one of the many highlights of 2016, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that I mean that's how much we value. I think both of us their opinion on shit. We've been watching them for years. For them to retweet us, even though it's insignificant to them, probably it just meant
It
like
meant
a
a
lot
lot.
to us.
Yeah. Now, this one I call Jackpot. I played Uncharted 4, and that was definitely my favorite game of 2016 by far.
See, okay, I don't mean to cut you off, but I like how this shit was drawn. I don't get it though, because I don't play Uncharted. So I don't. He swears this is how it looks in the game. I can't imagine just a white blank.
Because they're glowing so hard. Because
Really?
anytime you see a little piece of treasure in that game, it'll be off in the corner or whatever. You go up to it, press triangle, and you pick it up. Never is there more than one. And honestly, I've never played a single Uncharted game finding them all. And I've played them all, and they're hard to find. And I just wanted to imagine a scene where you got the jackpot. You found more than one. You found the treasure trove, and it is a treasure chest icon. So I wanted to basically find the mother lode, and yeah, Uncharted 4. I wanted to do some fan art for them that was something besides Nathan Drake's face. The only fan art I've ever seen of that game is just Nathan's Drake face in like a sketch
But see, I'll
drawing.
say this: I think he was so obscure in that game, no one gets it.
Yeah, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're Nathan Drake, you're playing the game, that's what you're
Oh, it
looking
does
at.
shine, huh?
Yeah, I want to do like you found like 8 or 10 of them. But anyways,
All right, here we in the
every time
Buckies.
I see this,
We in the Buckies.
oh man,
So again, we were bored at a fucking art festival. It was sweltering. And did we see a kid with that shirt
we
on?
saw 7 or 8
Yeah,
people wearing
there was a
Bucky
lot of
shirts.
people with like tie-dye Bucky shirt on. I've never been to Bucky's. I don't know if they're up north or anywhere else but
They're
the
in-
south.
They're all over the place.
But whenever you're just out driving, apparently it's a gas station the size of a Walmart or something like that, like a market. Um, I can't believe it. I still don't believe it. I've never been, but apparently this is their mascot. But when Marcus was drawing it, the jowls are so exaggerated and pronounced that he just turned into like a cartoon character of a cartoon character.
By the way, this is not a serious drawing by any means. We just wanted to kind of poke fun at the Bucky's logo. And every time people see this, they're like, that's so silly. What even is this? Y'all can't draw. Well, we can, but I like to do something like
I don't
this
know,
'cause
man.
it
I
makes
think
me
this is
laugh.
top notch. I think this is one of the best drawn.
I can't look at it and
um,
not laugh. Those eyes, everything about him just
Just the
cracks me
jowls
up.
get me. The fucking cheeks, bro.
Yeah, we
Like
did this at an
how
art
up
festival.
they are. Like he must be smiling hard, man. Like inhumanly hard for. He's like a beaver, right?
Yeah, Bucky the Beaver.
Yeah. Okay, so Dino. I went through a phase.
This phase was all at the same art festival, by the way. It was
Yeah.
an art festival in Wiley, and if you don't know where Wiley is, nobody else does either. You're not alone. But yeah, we did pretty much the rest of these at that show just out of boredom because there was nobody really there. It was one of the weakest crowds I've ever had at an art festival.
Ever. 2016 was filled with art shows with the weakest crowd you could ever imagine for that particular event. So this, my phase, right, was let me draw animals and then put realistic faces on them. And
Realistic
Dino,
human features.
yeah, Dino kind of started it because I drew eyebrows on the kid. And dinosaurs don't have fur, right? So that doesn't make any sense. So I just made him really stern looking. Again, this was just a doodle, a little diddle of mine.
I touched it up after he drew it.
Did you even touch it up?
Actually, no. I don't even think I touched it.
Because I just drew with blue
I saw
Sharpie.
it and was like, I'm just gonna post this. This is good.
Yeah, I just drew with blue Sharpie. I love dinosaurs. I always have. I love drawing them. Triceratops, Brontosaurus, and T-Rex. Those are the main ones that I draw. But yeah, I mean, you'll say they're coming up. There's more. I went through a phase. Same art show. This kid came up. He was looking at shit. I go, hey man, hey, I'm bored, right? I go, hey, name an animal, name anything, I'll draw it. He looks at me. And I go, anything, just draw it. He looks at me, and he goes, nah, I'm really just a gamer. And he walks off. And I was flabbergasted, because I did not ask this kid about any hobbies. I said, name anything.
Name an animal and I'll draw it. Just name an animal.
He acted like I was telling him, come over here and I'm about to teach you how to draw an animal. Or teach you how to draw what you want me to draw. No, I was bored. I didn't even care if the kid stayed. I just wanted a suggestion. And he gave me that line, I'm really just a gamer. So then, what I drew became this kid.
Since he left and wasn't going to come back, he was like, well, I'll just draw him then.
And I tried to draw him as silly and dumb looking as I could. Just because the way I was feeling in that moment, I was shocked. I was almost mortified that a kid could look at me dead in the eyes and give me a response that had nothing to do with what I asked.
Like, we were trying to stay positive and have fun with it. But the people that were coming to our booth were just...
They were mishaps, man.
Oh.
They were mishaps.
They weren't giving us anything to work with. They were
like,
just,
the people were mishaps. Like, it wasn't like we had anything happen wrong. It was just mishaps with the people.
They were just like... They couldn't believe that there was an art festival there. It's like they stumbled upon it. It's like we went into the middle of nowhere and we're just like running into the random people that live out there. It wasn't anybody who went there on purpose to look at art or anything. It was just random people just asking us weird questions.
Yeah, and then we look across the outside aisle in 110 heat, and there's a woman selling luggage, like luggage carriers, and we couldn't believe it. And all the luggage was pink too. It wasn't even like varied shit. I remember it was all pink. There's a guy. We're next to a guy where it's a bunch of nutrients people selling smoothie materials, and I was just like, "Where are we, bro?" All right, this is part of the phase where I was drawing
putting eyebrows on everything.
Yeah. I'm just putting eyebrows on things that don't need eyebrows. So then I thought of a bee. How would a bee look if he had a face of a man, a 35-year-old, 45-year-old man? And then Dad Bee was born, right? And Dad Bee is the beginning of a long series that I'm probably going to have throughout my life of drawing dad faces on animals. Different varying dad faces.
Yeah, I love this one. I loved it so much because it just looked like he's going through a divorce.
Like something's going through this bee's head, man. Like you can't believe that this bee is having this hard of a life, but you can see it's written on his face.
You can see it.
His dead eyes. The fact that you're looking at him and he doesn't even know you're there. He's just preoccupied with his thoughts. That's a dad, right?
Yeah, Jake doodled this at that festival. I couldn't leave it looking like that. I had to touch it up at least a little bit.
I did not personally care.
And this is also one that I want to paint this one. If anybody suggests this in the comments to paint this one, hey, we were on the same page because this is one of my favorites.
Why not just paint it?
Because there's so many things to get to.
Oh, man, okay. Yeah, that one viewer out there, you're still in the running. If you're still with us, thanks for hanging with us, man. You still get that one vote. I mean, whatever you want, we will paint.
Yeah. Vote for Dad B, please, because I really like it. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, the blue flowers. I love the blue and yellow contrast. I just wish I drew the dad face more detailed. I mean, I captured it from a cartoon point. You can see this in a cartoon. Like the bee that always comes around and just kind of grumbles to itself. And you're like, hey, you got any honey? He's like, I've been working all day. How about you go make some honey?
Get your own honey.
You think
man.
it's that easy?
Freeloader.
Yeah. So that's Dabby, man. A classic. Same
Festival.
Same festival.
Did another doodle. Or he did this one after I asked him because we were in the miserable heat and we were just dying and I was just thinking of random stuff and I was like, man, sign holders? I wonder if any one of those sign holder guys ever like died in the line of duty, like got hit by a car or just some crazy circumstance. It had me thinking. And then Jake just drew it. He just drew that.
Yeah, I also was playing off the pun of the bone chilling prices part, right? I just wanted to draw a picture where that would be a reality. For some reason, I drew this motherfucker at night, but there's no nighttime. Like the nighttime was never drawn in.
You didn't want to wear out the black Sharpie, I'm sure.
That's true, but there's just light coming down, and he's supposed to be just on a street corner by himself. This really pronounced skeleton.
It was so hot outside. We were like, I wonder if a sign holder ever died of like heat exhaustion or something because like I was seeing that as a real possibility at the moment if anybody's job was that at that time of day. And he was like, yeah, all right, I got you. And he drew.
Yeah, because the character in this, right, he is so dedicated that he will not stop even if he suffered death. So he's back at it. He's Jack Skellington of the sign world, flipping, singing songs. And yeah, I just really wanted to write bone chilling prices. Pizza Shack, I was so fucking hungry at this place, and all the food was so expensive that I was thinking of pizza the entire time.
And also, side note, someday I want to make a documentary on sign holders because I just want to know like.
That would be an interesting shit. How it started.
Why?
Because it took the world by storm.
I want to interview some that like take it real serious and like spin all of them and spin them all over and throw them up in the air. And the ones that look like, they don't want to be there, I want to interview them too. Get both sides of the story. But anyway.
I don't want to talk about this one.
This one, I think
if you're out there, a viewer, if you're out there, this hypothetical viewer, that is not either one of us. Okay, if you're out there, do not pick this one to be painted.
Yes, no, pick this one. Vote for Alphonse. I'll paint it. I'm not sure what I'll do with the empty space in the background, but I'll figure it out. Just give me an excuse to do this one. I put this together, and I stumbled upon this one. I was like, I gotta add it, but I don't know what his name is. I had to go back to when I first uploaded it, and I still don't know why it's called Alphonse. I guess your explanation was he just looks like an Alphonse.
Yeah, you asked me. You go, oh, wow,
why is that his name? Why did you do that?
And I go, Alphonse, and you're like, why? And I'm like, that's an Alphonse looking motherfucker right there. This is a part of the draw dads of differing cultures.
That's a weird dad.
Yeah. So this guy, I was drawing him, and I said, "Man, I'm gonna go for the gold on this one. I'm gonna try to make him look so off-putting that you can't believe he's a dad. That he actually mated with another human and produced offspring. So this is the face. If anyone watching has this face, I am sorry." But your name is probably Alphonse.
No, it's not. I wouldn't know what else to name this either, so I'm glad you named it something because I wouldn't have been able to think. Cause I probably just would have uploaded it with no description, no hashtags, no nothing. Because it doesn't need anything. I mean, just look at it. It's weird. Nobody looks like that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this one, man. It creeps me out, and I drew it.
Alright, we'll move on to the scary sloth here. Now, this was yet another one that we did at that same art festival. You were doing animals, because you said you kept asking people name an animal, and most of them would just walk away.
Yeah, man. Like, all you have to do is name an animal. You don't have to stay there for it. Just give me something. I'm bored. Say chihuahua. I'll draw a chihuahua. Say a fucking snake. I'll draw a snake. Just say something, man. If you ever see me and I say draw an animal, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me.
Yeah, I don't think anybody ever said sloth. I think you just like, all right, I'll think of one. You got tired of asking people and getting no response. You're just like, I guess I'll do one. And
Okay, and I'll tell you straight up, you may not believe me by looking at this motherfucker. I was trying to draw a cute little innocent sloth.
Cute?
Yeah, I drew the mouth.
Scary.
And since I'm working with Sharpies, right, I can't erase. And I
There's no going back.
and so I drew this shit, and I'm like, he's gonna turn out scary. Because I really wanted to draw like a stoned looking sloth. But it came out like this, and honestly, I don't know if you made the connection yet. He looks like the abominable snowman from that Rudolph.
He does now. I see it now.
So he's not even a sloth. He's just like that dude's son.
I see it.
And
now.
his name is Scary Sloth.
All right. All right. This next one just looks. It's just bumming me out. Ever since I saw it over there in the corner, I started getting a little bummed out myself.
Yeah. So I made Scary Sloth, and I named it. So I'm like, okay, now I'm doing the emotional animal series, and I made Sad Snail.
Well, you made Dad B. He was pretty emotional.
Nah, he's not. He's the dad series,
Oh, okay.
not the emotional animal series.
Yeah, so two different series, but okay, whatever.
But Sad Snail, just kind of drew him. Snails are easy to fucking draw. I wanted the shell to be like an opal, kind of purple pink, almost like you found this dope rock, and when you turned it over, there was a snail with this mopey ass face looking at you, going, "Why is my life so sad?" And you like put the rock down and you walked away. And that's what Sad Snail is. It is a character that no matter where he is always sad. Yeah, another one I would love to see painted, like just him in a beautiful background, but so fucking sad you can't take it. And then this thing, Octodad, right? You'll see my revision in the future.
I don't want to. Please don't pick this one. Please don't. I don't want to paint this.
Hey, I would love to.
I don't want to look at this ever again after uploading this.
Quick recap. Drew this, gave it away. Marcus hated me for it. Peace.